Hi, everyone. My name's Cody Freeman, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Global Center. And today I'm so excited because we're celebrating Idaho 2021. For those of you that don't know what Idaho is, it stands for the International Day Against Homophobia, Transphobia, and Biphobia. And this year's theme is Together, Resisting, Supporting, and Healing. So important in 2020 and 2021, right? And there's already been so many great talks and live streams happening right now with individual activists and organizations really across the world that are sharing knowledge, sharing their work, and also doing calls for actions in a transformative way and coming together. And I feel like that is really what defined this year, right? Transformation, not only individually and relationships, but systemically, and transformation together, right? Together meaning the LGBTI plus movement is inextricably linked with anti-racist and Black Lives Matter movement, to anti-colonization work, to indigenous rights, climate justice, class justice. All of these things are so together and are so necessary if we want to transform together internationally. So with that, just reflecting on LGBTI plus news and looking up for even for the past month, if we're talking about homophobia, transphobia, and biphobia, there's been really great developments, slow and steady developments from the United Kingdom and other countries signing and moving towards conversion therapy bans. Conversion therapy, a huge topic right now. Um, there's been movements about same-sex marriage rights in Taiwan, in the Czech Republic. There's been a ton of great developments and very strong champions and activists. And shout out to all of those brave people who are continuing to do the work every single day. There's also been some really, really troubling developments. And it's not enough to say like it's getting better in a universalist way. It's really not getting better in all places. And there is this kind of divide where some places are getting better and some places are getting worse or continually facing violence and discrimination. And it's witnessed in just this past month of LGBT free zones in Poland, of people being burned alive in Latvia, um, honor killings in Iran, um, being beaten in Uzbekistan. I mean, really awful things. And these are just like the top stories. That's the thing. It's not even the day-to-day experience of bullying and harassment and discrimination and stigma in families and schools and workplaces as you're walking down the street. And it's hard to say, but I also think that's the transformation and why queer people are superstars, really. And it's a superpower of being able to live in such a world that's oppressive to be an LGBTI plus person and not have the choice of whether, like, of all of this stuff that might happen to you, but being able to get up every day and live as your authentic self and stand up for your rights is so powerful and has been so incredible to see over this 2021, this past year, in transformation, about people stepping up and being champions day after day and situation after situation. And it's why we started the Global Center. So the Global Center for LGBTI plus freedom and education transforms the world through education for LGBTI plus youth. And it's not just education in schools, but it's also in workplaces in the private sector and nonprofit corporations and NGOs. It's in healthcare facilities. It's in parents and families and relationships. Education really conceptualized broadly, because that's how we need to approach this, working all of us together in this approach and in a really global way, but balancing local level and community, that local balance. And We're a young, new queer organization. We have 17 volunteers in 8 countries around the world who are really working so hard. They're such incredible people. And something that we've been doing even just this month, like just this month, here's what we've done. We are publishing our findings from the classroom. That's 174 teachers in 12 countries sharing their experiences of trying to address LGBTI plus topics in the classroom and support students. We presented at an academic conference about those results. We released our teacher's resource pack for the United States context in English. That's 112 pages of lesson plans, terminology, of social justice calendar, of supports of 100+ library books by developmental level. Um, and this is all after building these resources to address what teachers needed, right? We are making a teacher's resource pack for the Latin American context in Spanish, for the Thai context in Thai, based off of our survey. So that's that month. We've published the Inclusion at Work handouts from our business unit of really things you can do to practice inclusion today. What can you do today? Um, and we're doing continually work with online advocacy and hosting social campaigns to spread awareness and create change, right? We've also, just this past week, we worked with 34 teachers and parents and giving them the tools for this. And think about that, that's 34 parents or teachers working, let's say 30 kids per classroom. That's 1,020, quick math, 1,020 kids that are affected by inclusive materials. That's incredibly powerful. And as a new organization, the thing that we need most is your donations, honestly. We're working really hard, but what we need to drive that power forward is money to be able to sustain our operations in licensing, to maintain our nonprofit status, in software to advance our work faster and reach more communities and more teachers in a more efficient way. Um, that's really the power of the organization. So if you have the means and the interest and the compassion in your heart, we would really love for your donation on Idaho today, because that currency, whatever currency you're willing to give in, that currency goes right into our organization, and the currency of love is quite powerful for us as a new organization. I mean, you've seen all the different things we've done this past month, and imagine all the different things we can do this next year if you're willing to donate. So we hope that it's coming together and joining the movement in the Global Center of not only resisting homophobia, transphobia, biphobia, but creating freedom. Because I don't know about you, but I'm tired of fighting for basic survival, for basic human rights. I mean, this is incredibly important. Like, how can you get to freedom if you don't have your basics, right? However, we have to be reactive and also proactive in where we're going, what we're trying to foster our lives to be, right? Freedom, equality, and how do we transform the world and create that, right? That's something that we're trying to do at the Global Center, and workshopping and innovating. And we would love for you to join us in that way and use the power of your money in order to support that work. All of it will be incredibly used, impactfully used for directly in our operations and getting it to youth and key stakeholders to advance that mission. So we wish you a happy Idaho. It's going to be a fantastic day, hopefully sending you power throughout the whole year to continue to live your lives with freedom, with equality, without discrimination. And we wish you a fantastic day.